Did you hear that?
I did. It sounds scary too. I'm like, hold on. The FBI. The FBI is now watching.
I cannot with you.
Girl, I was like, hold up. Then they asked if I wanted to leave. I'm like, shoot, if I leave now, they might think I'm a suspect.
All right. Hello, all. Welcome to Black Girl in the World. If you don't know me, you will. And if you do, welcome back. I'm super excited to have such a wonderful and special guest on this podcast. We met in college, and I've been honored to be her friend ever since. A special individual who has always been inspiring others. She's been doing her things, such as helping kids, having her own business, and even creating her own platform for creatives in the DMV. Thank you so much, Nova, for being here and being my first guest. How are you this morning?
I'm good. Thanks for having me, Tosh. This is wonderful.
I'm so happy that you're here.
No, I'm so happy to be on this. I was like, hey, this is nice, you know?
So what was your first thought seeing it on Twitter? Because I did tweet it. And you
I was just like, win-win for the both of us.
mm-hmm.
Because I'm creating a platform, you have your own platform. And so we're always talking about being positive for other people, especially Black people who are,
mm-hmm.
you know, entrepreneurs or trying to start something. So I was like, you know what? We could help each other. We could do this together.
Yes, I love that idea. I love it. So I bet y'all are wondering, what are these two lovely voices going to be talking about today? Well, you want to list out a few examples of what we'll be discussing this morning?
Nostalgia. We're coming back from growing up. All the good memories, though.
Right.
Your favorite foods, your favorite places to eat, especially if you grew up in the DMV. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're going to get into that. TV shows, all that. Yes. I'm going to just say right now, the order in which I watch my channels, Disney Channel, Nickelodeon, and then Cartoon Network. And then as I got older, it was still Disney Channel, Cartoon Network, and then Nickelodeon.
Really?
Yes.
That's crazy. Mine was Nickelodeon, Disney, and then Cartoon Network. That is weird.
What was doing it for me for Cartoon Network was Codename Kids Next Door.
Let me tell you something.
They were holding it down for me.
Girl, do you remember My Gym Partner's a Monkey?
Yes. Vaguely, but I remember it. Yes, I remember it. Vaguely, though, but I remember it.
Codename Kids Next Door.
Hold on. Shorty McShort on Disney Channel.
Bro, vaguely for me. I remember. You remember Shaun the Sheep? Stop playing with Shaun the Sheep.
No.
Listen, you don't remember Shaun the Sheep? I think Shaun the Sheep would come in between shows. Like, it was like a commercial, but it was a nice commercial. He had his own thing going on. It was crazy, but...
Hold on. So, wait a minute. Before we get into it, did that Shaun the Sheep look like he was from... What is that movie?
Chicken Run? Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay, then now I know. You know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. Chicken Run, as much as I didn't like, it's like one of those things where you keep eating something because the aftertaste is horrible, but the start is just kind of like, it's okay.
Yeah.
That's Chicken Run for me. Like, you know what? I don't like the way these characters are made, but I'm still gonna watch it.
I think it was the same creators from Flushed Away. You remember that movie?
That was my movie.
I love that movie so much. I had the DVD and everything. I was like, I keep watching this movie and watching it. It was insane.
Girl, let me tell you. So, I was watching the movie, right? And for anyone who doesn't know, my mom does have her own childcare business.
Yes.
Prior to that, You know what? We can just go and do a little quick excerpt. So prior to that, my grandmother had her own childcare business back in the day.
Okay.
So she always had a love for children. My mom, she always liked children, so she did her own thing with her own business. I like children, so I have nieces and nephews.
Plot
But I
twist.
do right, but I do have but I do help out with my mom's business. So we turn on Flushed Away for the kids. One, I'm a big kid myself. So when she did this, she was like, okay, Star, you're free to go. I'm like, free to go? I'm about to watch this movie. What are you talking about? So we sit there, we'll watch the movie. It starts. He's jumping down the toilet. I don't know what happens, but one of the children loses their mind. Like, I mean, he starts screaming. So I pull him to the side. I'm like, bro, what's the problem? And he's like, it's weird looking. And I'm like, hold up. Wait a minute. You mean to tell me you stopped screaming just to say that it's weird looking? I'm going to need you to go take a nap. I'm going to need you to go take a nap. My mom was like, why you send him to go take a nap? I'm going to need him to take a nap.
I don't know. It's something about kids. Anytime something just feels weird, they start screaming. It's like, ew, it's so gross. And it's just like, but why are you yelling though? You know?
Another thing, he was the same child that when we took him to the beach when he was a baby, it was something about that sand. He was not feeling it. He stepped on it and was like, ah, and I was like, bro, what? You would have thought somebody murdered him. Like, what's going on? But then, of course, as he grew up, he phased out of that and was able to maneuver and stuff. So it was fun, but
yeah. Oh my goodness. This is sometimes you have your cousins around and you have your nieces and your nephews and you know your family's like pull up something so you know they don't start running up and down the house, but it's like this show is for me, you know, this movie is
right.
for me now.
Indeed. You know, I have Disney Plus
Yes.
on deck, and people think I'm just watching good Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, you know, with the kids. No, I'm not. I'm watching this for me. They just so happen to be here. You know,
Listen,
it's not always about the kids.
is 17 again on there? And I'm not talking about Zac Efron.
Oh, I know. I have to double check.
Okay.
Because I know they don't have Sister. However, I believe they have Smart Guy.
You're lying.
No, I'm not lying.
Not Sister. But
not
good
Sister.
is Netflix
is coming. And you know something else? Mm-hmm. Netflix is also bringing Girlfriends.
Yes,
so my mom loved that show when I was growing up. And so now it's like I can't wait to watch it and understand what's going on.
Yeah.
When you watch something when you're younger that your parents were more so into, you don't really understand a lot of the banter, the jokes, the conversations. You just saw like, oh, she's mad. Oh, she's happy. You know, especially if you weren't like prone to knowing some things earlier. Yeah, so I can't wait to watch that. My mom's like, I might actually watch that with you. She doesn't like watching reruns at all.
Oh, that's so nice that y'all can like, you know, bond with that, to be honest.
Yeah. Like, we have a lot of shows we like to watch together.
That's sweet. That's amazing. And honestly, like there's just like my mom and I, we would watch Good Times. So she'd sit there with me on TV One, and TV One got the shows. They got the movies. I'm like, dang, like y'all got everything. So I started watching Girlfriends on TV One, actually. And listen, even though they don't have the episodes in order, I can be like, okay, I see where this is going, or I get it. And I love the characters. They're pretty progressive over the episodes.
Right. For me, TV One, had it not been for TV One, I would have never known about what's happening. With rerun and all that, yeah, I would have never known about it.
So what made you like, what was a rerun for you? Like, what was your first rerun?
As far as
Shows, movies, something that you like, I guess maybe a show or a movie that you heard about often and then they decided to put it on like a streaming service. What was a show or a movie that stood out to you?
A Different World.
Girl, I am so happy you said that.
Listen, okay, so it was like I don't even fully remember, but all I know is everyone was talking about, oh yeah, in a different world this, in a different world that. And I'm like, what? Then they had it on Netflix. I'm so mad they took it off Netflix.
Let me
that
tell
was
you
uncalled
something.
for. That was truly uncalled for, but we're not gonna snatch at them right now.
Mm-hmm.
But they had it on Netflix, and I was watching every episode. I was like, oh my gosh. I would say if I had to put college Moesha seasons together, the Parkers, A Different World, and Grownish, how I'd rank them. Let's see. A Different World is going to always be superior. That college life was something else.
We're gonna get into that in a minute, but continue, please.
Yes, so we have A Different World. I would say the Parkers, because they show a different light on college, which still actually, is more relatable. And then I will put in those seasons of Moesha where she's at college, which is basically her last 2 seasons of the show. And then Grownish. Oh, fun fact, Moesha does go to Cal U, just like Zoe from Grownish goes to Cal U.
I honestly never knew that until I think I saw it on Twitter.
Somebody
said that.
And
that
so
is interesting.
Somebody said that on Twitter. I was still watching a show called Atypical. Woo woo. Show is awesome. Final season comes out next year. I'm excited about it. And somebody said that, so I was like, you know what, just let me go watch Moesha. So I was watching it, and I'm finally down to season 5. Oh, I'm so sad. And then they were like, yeah, welcome to Cal U. And I'm like, Cal U? Cal U! How you do? Okay.
Oh my god. I like that though. It's so interesting. So Moesha never went to a HBCU.
No.
Oh, I really thought she would have.
It's crazy though.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't think she would have.
You sure?
Because the way she always acted on the show, it's like, okay, so what do you want to be, Miss Ivy League? Not to say that she acts as if she is superior. I don't know. I'm not gonna spoil anything for anyone, but if you haven't made it to the episode where she laughs at Kim about college, yeah, then I'm not gonna say anything. But I will say this: Kim made several points. Moesha does act as if she is above everyone until the same things happen to her. And we're gonna leave it at that.
We know that.
Yep, like that trip to Africa. If you didn't see it previously, you definitely saw it there, because Hakeem clearly said, I'm not a charity case. And she said, don't think of it as charity, thinking about us as friends helping you. Okay. Now it happens to her. I'm not a charity case. No one said you were. Right. So that means you must have thought in your head it was okay to categorize Hakeem as being a charity case versus you yourself accepting charity.
You're bringing up some really, I remember us talking about this a few days ago.
Yep.
Like it's ridiculous for her to she really was so upset she ran away from the crowd. Like, how dare you? They raised the money for you to go. If anything, I get surprised, but don't be out here making it seem like, oh, Hakeem's a charity case, but I'm not,
Exactly. And you know what? Her dad is problematic. He's problematic, but also I have to look at the time period that they were in. So a lot of that stuff on TV that you see would fly. Then. But now, I won't say that a lot of people are more sensitive, but a lot of people are more aware as to what they want, you know, really streaming on TV.
Truth.
However, no, even though he was a parent and yes, he wants the best for his daughter, but every time I turn around, you over sexualizing her, you calling her a whore, a hoe, you know, and then you do it out of anger. But I want to say this: out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So whatever you truly feel it inside, regardless of what you say to someone out of anger or sadness or whatnot, don't think you could just take that back and be like, look, I'm sorry, I was angry. No. You've always felt that way. It's just you suppressed that until a point where you thought you just could just let it out.
I
Think about it like
also
that.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. I completely agree because I know how I be telling y'all about it in our little group chat, and I'm like, listen, even though Moesha has done a lot of stupid stuff, at the same time she is a teen,
Right.
and you know, I like how Dee handles situations because it's like she's very stern, but she also give you enough chances to breathe. I feel like a lot of the TV dads then weren't logical. It was all about, oh, my daughter, or it's so rough having a daughter, and then their son's doing God knows what.
Right.
And it's like you passed this episode, but remember when she went to camp, teaching those kids, and she was showing the pictures of her teaching them how to swim or something like that. And
Yep.
instead of Frank saying, oh, that's lovely, that's amazing, he's like, what you got on? These are kids she was teaching. Like, it's a swimsuit.
Right. If it was that inappropriate, the other camp counselors would have said something to her.
I
It
agree.
that appropriate. I mean that inappropriate. But no, seriously. So they would have said something to her. Even when she had on, I don't know if you're there yet, but there's an episode where she gets tattooed and she has on a midriff t-shirt.
Oh.
And so I will say this. So she gets the tattoo. She was peer pressured into the tattoo. Whatever. We're not gonna jump into all of that. But she gets the tattoo. She's showing everybody. She's like, Dean, look, everybody look. Look. So Dee tells Frank, hey, look, just a heads up. Yes, Moesha has a tattoo, and this is how you handle it. Don't make a big deal out of it because she'll just say everything is cool and she will drop it. Like whatever phase or fad she thinks she's into right now, it'll be let go. So he's like, you know what? Okay, we'll try it your way. Dinner table, he's fuming in the inside. You could tell he's fuming because he's just like, he wants to say what it is he wants to say about it. But she says to him, it's on her stomach, so no one should really be able to see it, you know, whatever. So
Right.
he's like, okay. So she says, hey, Dad, look, I got a tattoo. So she shows him at the dinner table, and immediately you could just tell he was ready to just go off on her. But he's like, that's nice, Moesha. Go ahead and put your blouse down. Oh my
Oh
gosh.
no.
So he finds her wearing a midriff t-shirt with jeans that all their jeans for the most part seem high-waisted, but we won't get into that. And he's like, where are your clothes? And I'm like, bro, calm down. It's like an inch of her stomach is out. So he makes a big deal out of it. And I'm not going to spoil the end for anybody until you get to that episode, you know, that kind of thing. But I will say that for me personally, if my parents made a big deal out of something or went so hard about me not doing something, I promise you, I just found sneakier ways to do it.
Right. I can see that. Cause she definitely, it's like, It's like Moesha wanted approval from Frank because she knew
Mm-hmm.
Frank didn't like it. But she was just like, hey, look at this, look at that. I did this, I did that. D, look. And she always go to D first.
Mm-hmm.
Poor D. She just be like, listen, I'm not in it, but I'm in it and I don't like it.
Right. Man, D is needed for that family because she is, like I said a few days ago in our chat, she is really the reason why Moesha gets away with a lot of the things that she gets away with. Because had D not been there, Miss Moesha, you would have still been playing mom of the house, cooking, cleaning, washing dishes, and barely having time to go out. So, you know.
You're making sense.
I'm just saying, and nobody really wants to live a teenage life doing all. I mean, hey, I don't know who does, but I know I wouldn't want to have a teenage life cooking, cleaning, acting like somebody's wife or what have you, and I'm not married to none of the people in the house. You know, I'll pass.
She was doing so many things. Like,
but you know what? That's normal though. Because when you
yeah.
look at our lives, I know for a fact that I was always doing something.
No, I mean in terms of like cooking and cleaning before D got there.
Oh,
yeah, that's
yeah.
what I mean.
Girl, she should have been thankful. I would have been like, woo! You coming in here doing this? Girl, let me cook you a pot of spaghetti.
Let me cook
in a
my
special tiny
breakfast.
pot. Right. You doing this for everybody and going to work. You're awesome. Superwoman. But that's really how they painted D. To be this superwoman, super mom. Always kind, always nice kind of thing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, exactly.
I ain't gonna be nice to none of my kids. No, I'm joking.
You're so...
I'm joking.
But you know what else, though? Okay, let's talk about this real quick. Since we're going into Moesha now. Okay, you know D wants a kid. I don't remember if she had the kid or not, but I know that there's been multiple times where Frank's been through something with either Moesha or the little boy. And then
Miles.
Yes, Miles.
The little boy.
I'm just saying. And then something happens either to Miles or Moesha. He's just like, oh, you still want to have kids? I'm like, did y'all talk about this or did y'all not talk about this? Because if she's really serious about a kid, well, she's always serious about a child. Like she really wants to have a kid. He don't really be taking it seriously. And I don't know if I like that.
I don't like the fact that when D mentions a request for something she wants to do, he's just like, oh, bro, you can't English? I mean, speak. Or it's always, no, man, see, I was trying to do this, that, and the third. Or I don't know what his issue is, but Frank has a lot of issues.
Like
however,
savings, you remember that episode? When he was like,
I was heated. I was so heated because I'm like, how do you just go and exhaust all of these savings and things like that? But hold up. But you saw how he's mad about getting $50 as a weekly allowance.
Mm-hmm.
But you exhausted these personal savings, you guys' retirement savings, and a little bit of Miles's college fund, just to scrape up the money. Here's my thing about it. If you had to exhaust savings, that means you'll have to work until you're in the ground. Like you've exhausted your savings.
Put a lot into those Saturns. I don't know why.
Also, I had to think about demographic because I'm like, yeah, that was California. We down here in the DMV. I wish a man would try to excuse my language. Wish somebody would try to sell me a
Nova.
Saturn. Like, I'm sorry. No, thank you. You know what? You could give me a Saturn because I appreciate the fact that a car is a car, regardless. And if it's gonna go to A and B and C and D and all over the place without any problems, thank you. But if I have to buy it, I'm not buying that.
It seemed like he was just giving them joints away for free. I
Every
would
time I
hope.
turn around, hey, check out this Saturn. No, boy, we don't want that.
But you're so right though. Like when they went to Moesha's what was it, a private school or something? Bridgewood. And he was like,
Yeah.
hey, check out this Saturn. They're not even buying it for the nanny. Oh my gosh.
No, they were buying for the nanny. They were like, yeah, our nanny needs something to get around in, so that'll work.
Did they end up buying it? Because I heard they was gonna buy a Mercedes.
I don't know. I think they did. I don't really know. They didn't get into that, but yeah, no, I was just kind of like, man, you got stuck in a rut for that daggone dealership. You should have signed up for a Nissan or something. Because I'm gonna be honest, the only time I see Saturns driving around today is if it's like already been, pushed out there from years ago. Like, I don't see any newer Saturns.
Yeah, I don't even know what a Saturn looks like. Unless I see it in the back of the car.
I usually see them at the junkyard lots or people trying to auction them off for like $2,000. And I'm like, what's
Oh,
really wrong with this
stop.
car? I really sit here like, what's really wrong with this thing?
Sorry, not 2,000, please.
$2,000? Y'all have got to be kidding me.
I really could not with you. But honestly, I am so happy that streaming services are understanding that we're bringing those shows back. We want to see them.
I need to see A Different World back on Netflix. I can't do this.
Thank you. I would love
What?
that. Can we talk about that real quick? A Different
Girl,
World?
let's get into it.
So I feel like that show, when it comes on to HBCUs and also attending, am I saying it right? Well, just really understanding the different things that happens in college, especially in HBCUs, they really show out for the multicultural aspect and different backgrounds. I haven't seen a show better than that one when it comes on to college, especially HBCU culture.
Yes, I agree. Honestly, you know what? They did good, and the Parkers did good with college.
Especially community college. Can we talk about it?
Yes. Yes.
Amazing.
What? Wait a minute. Hold up. That was a community college they went to?
Because I think Kim was also, it was a community college because Kim was going.
No, because Hakeem was going there too. Santa Monica College. That was community college.
Was it? I could have sworn it was.
I don't know.
Because it was pretty local.
I mean, it's just about as local as Bowie State University.
You're making sense.
Or Maryland U College Park. Or Howard. Or Trinity. Yeah, so I'm just saying, I don't really know. Not saying that it couldn't have been, but I don't remember it being community college. It might have been because Kim and Nikki go there.
Girl, that was a community college. I just searched it up.
Okay, cool. Yeah, but I'm also proud of Hakeem for even going.
Right?
Honestly, when you guys make it further down to the college seasons, Hakeem is a better example of a studious student when it comes to the three of them, Moesha, Nisi, and Hakeem. Like, even though he might party with them, sometimes he'll lay it to the side and be like, nah, I'm about to go ahead and study right fast.
I mean, because if you really think about it, his background, like he definitely cherishes a lot of things more than the rest of the group does.
Mm-hmm. And I think it's because of his lack thereof. But
I agree.
even Nisi, she has a moment where she's just like, nah, Mo, I can't get with you on this. Moesha doesn't realize how good her life has been. So then,
Continue.
so she's always making decisions without thinking first. Like, because something rubbed her the wrong way. Okay, how about we think about this first and think about who it affects as well, besides just you?
Right. I definitely think that they forced her to be the main character who's logical, just like how they do it in Grownish, where it's like this girl is not always thinking.
Right. No, really. Zoe, yeah, if we think about it, Zoe and Moesha are practically alike because, you know, uh some things I'm just like, are
Yeah.
you even thinking? Seriously?
Yeah.
But the best part is that Sky and what do they call the other sister? Jazz. Sky and Jazz, they're like, oh, honey, if nobody has told you, the world doesn't revolve around you. And she sits there and she's like, what? Like, yeah, you're used to being the popular one, the smarter one, the this, that, and the third. And then when you get to college, you're not that.
Right. Or
It's,
that,
it's
like, yeah. Sorry, continue.
No, girl, like they're actually literally the same, even with guys. Like, how you manage to get all these cute guys and then blow it, or they
Mm-hmm.
blow it, they blow it, or you blow it, but somebody's blowing it all the time with you.
Okay. Because I guess, like, they're both always forcing I wouldn't say an agenda, but like things have to go a certain way at a certain time, scheduled just like that. When it's like, you can enjoy the moment too. Like, I get that you want to talk about the future and everything, but it's like this person does not have to move in with you after 3 months just because you see
Right.
other people do it. Like, I think, man, I forgot her name. That's crazy. Not Moesha. Zoe. I feel like Zoe was always looking at everybody else and then was like, why can't we have that? And it's like,
Yes. Like, even with the picture thing, when she was trying to take those selfies, I guess when Jazz and Doug, like, they were always taking cute photos. And so she's like,
yeah,
oh, come look, babe. And I'm like, girl, you're doing too much. It's not even that serious. Like, their relationship, or the picture of the relationship that you see, because you don't know things behind closed doors and you only know what your girls will actually let off and tell you. It
agreed.
doesn't mean that has to be your relationship. Like, it's okay to have a completely different relationship from somebody else. Me personally, I don't even post my friends on their birthday. You really think I'm gonna take a picture and post it with my boyfriend? Please.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna just post a wedding picture. Niggas gonna be like, when did you get married? Shit, about a year ago.
This is the anniversary picture.
Girl, what? I'm gonna just flash the ring so much in public. People, I'm like, how you doing? Shaking hands with the wrong hand. How you doing? Ring finger first.
I cannot with you. But I truly believe that they force these characters to be something that they're not. Like, it's like you're not the queen of the castle. And I feel like we got so used to that they forced that also into these new shows. And it's like, did
Yeah.
they have did that happen in a different world too? I don't remember.
I won't say. I will say, so Different World was a spinoff from The Cosby Show because they wanted the daughter to, you know, have some shine, but then she eventually left. I would say it was a rude awakening for her when she first got there. No one's waking you up to get ready for class.
Right.
You have to keep your own area clean. A lot of things just land on, actually everything is up to you. And so I think she did do like a piss poor job at one point, and then she realized this isn't for her. I can't fully remember because I know she's not on the show. Like after maybe about season 1 or so, or 2, in a different world. I forget her name, but Bill Cosby's daughter. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I liked how they still kept the show going regardless of her being off of it, because it was good.
Yes, they started
To me, she was just there for the looks. Yes, that was just me. But to me, she was just there for the looks. I'm like, okay, and your point is?
I feel like we should definitely make another episode of this to analyze A Different World, because I think there's so much we're not talking about right now that people really need to understand. Like, it definitely helped me understand what the HBCU culture was looking like back then, to a point where people were even asking the actors and actresses if like the school's still open when that school ain't even real. Can you imagine?
Right. Like they made it look real.
Yeah.
But you have to think about it. Of course they make it look real. Like you had one specific hangout spot that everybody went to. You had the dorm area that everybody seems to hang out at. And then the occasional strolls, which way, I don't know. But even like Cal U, I don't feel like Cal U's real.
See, that's what I'm saying. Cal U, they really need to put some oomph in it.
Man, open that school up for real.
Open it up right now.
I'm trying to go. I'm trying to see some people. I'm trying to live like it's TV.
Make yourself a Cal U, you know?
Shoot. Any takers? No, I'm joking.
Let's create. Listen.
Girl. But yeah, so sister. I don't understand how you adopt 2 separate sisters. Weren't they born together? Well, some time apart. They look exactly alike. How does one get one and one get the other? That makes no sense.
Let's talk about how they ended up living in the same house together and not in a relationship. I was a bit confused.
It would have worked too.
Yes. I found out later on that they weren't in a relationship. I thought they were, but I don't know. Like it was interesting.
It was, but they had moments when what am I trying to say? When he would be like, oh, come on, Lisa. And they'd do a little dance, or, they share a moment of actual, I don't want to call it intimacy, but I will say, they were really cool with each other.
Yeah, they were like besties at some point.
Yeah. But it's funny because no, they never. Yeah. Okay. How about all the men from the 90s era are like really hot? And I'm like, hey, I know you somebody's daddy, but how you doing?
Honey. honey.
You looking scrumptious, sir. And so I'm usually upset when, okay, New Edition story. I'm gonna just go off on a tangent right quick.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it right fast. So New Edition story, they were all cuties, okay? Honestly, that story still moves me to this day. Like, I watch it as if I'd never seen it. But they were all cuties. All right, Algie. Algie. Oh my gosh.
Algie's so adorable.
Oh my gosh, but hold up. Wolf James. Oh yes.
Why are you naming these nice looking dudes on here?
Hello.
Luke
Ryan
James,
Destiny,
a beautiful
I
man.
I know Key Powers is your man, so you know what? Yeah, you can have that because I said you could have that. However, no, I'm joking, y'all. You know about that. However, that Wolf James though,
they all of them did their parts.
I don't care if he's 12 years older than me. I'm with it for you. Good morning.
They did their part so good. They looked so good. They matched everything, the vibe. Oh,
indeed.
Great.
And then I was so disturbed when I seen, how these men looked for real, up to date, and I was like, damn.
I was so scared.
And so then I was like, oh no, hello sir, how are you today? It went from hey to oh no. I think my mom's calling me. Like, I gotta go. No, but they gotta stop doing that with people, because I'm just like, y'all make them look so cute.
I know.
So good.
Especially Bobby Brown. I said I forgot the person who plays Bob. I forgot his name, but my goodness, he looks so
Woody
good.
McClain.
Yes.
He is actually a cutie too.
I know.
But then when you looked at Bobby Brown back in the day, I was just like,
listen,
we're not gonna talk about
it. We're not gonna talk about it. I'm still laughing. We're not gonna talk about it though. The only thing that was interesting about him is his gap.
No, you didn't.
I'm just saying. And his dancing, I definitely feel like he showed himself a lot, and it's like that group, without any of y'all, wouldn't have made it very far. And he thought that he could do it all by himself, which he did for a while. But it's like, you should always get.
But you wouldn't have been able to do that without the group being your platform at first, because the only person out of the group, honestly, that was about to get signed was Ralph.
Yes. You remember that part? You remember that part where he was like, I'm making an album. What are y'all doing? That part was...
And your album like flopped a little bit.
Oh, that was bad. When you like saw how they were going downhill, like everybody was making their own moves. And you could see.
Okay, so how about most of them were all on drugs?
Listen.
Can we talk about how rich people, famous people, some of them that we hear about getting on drugs, why is it so easily accessible for them? And then why is it no penalty for them? But if you're working class, middle class, any of that, you get caught with a dime bag of weed on you. Weed, not no hardcore heroin and cocaine or stuff like that. They want to lock you up for life. I'm sorry, what? Furthermore, what's really wrong with these people that they getting hooked on drugs because their life is spiraling? Is no one telling you to look at other business ventures? Who was this?
So scary. It's so scary because I think I started seeing that with Unsung. Unsung is such a good show. Please, if y'all haven't watched Unsung yet, watch those episodes because it definitely shows the ins and outs of the industry and how they treat people, especially back then, and especially when it comes on to Black people
Yep.
and people of color. Every almost, I'm not gonna say every, almost every episode shows somebody with drugs on them. Like that's how they spiral downhill. It's like I've been addicted to drugs, I've been doing different stuff or just engaging in other really dangerous activities where it's like, dang, if people would have known this, would they stop you? Or if they did know, why didn't anyone stop you? Or wow, just to reach where you are. It's just some different questions that you ask, like, dang, like how y'all even get those things?
Right. And how about Ricky Bell, creator of Belle Biv DeVoe, Boys to Men, few other groups out
Mm-hmm.
there. When he took shots at that, when they were getting interviewed as a group, and I'm referring back to the New Edition story when he okay, so just gonna fast forward, rewind some. So he realized that the contract that he was in was BS because none of them were really seeing any money.
Right, right.
And then after that big blow up from the tour, no one was going to see a penny. As a matter of fact, they were in a deficit because you had other shows that had to be done. You guys got in a fight, on stage, so that messes up your brand or what have you. Yeah, so Ricky Bell found out that their contract was straight BS, straight whack. All right, boom. Now, and it was a third party contract. So whoever the guy was that was, over them, he was his label was underneath a larger label. So even still, even though he was giving them money, it was like, all right, after everyone else gets paid kind of thing. That's why they weren't seeing anything. But how about instead he turned around and did the exact same thing?
Mm,
Like telling
I
people
didn't
you
know
should have
that.
read your contract.
Yes, that
People aren't
happened.
reading these contracts. As a matter of fact, I feel as though for any artist, this is coming from Nova herself. Herself, whatever. Take it from me. If you are receiving a contract of any kind, for any of your business ventures, whatever you are doing, if you are illiterate on the jargon that they're using, the wordage, I'm not going to say that you're being ignorant. No, a lot of the words that they use aren't normal, when talking to someone. So
Right.
you need to speak to a lawyer or someone who is contract literate. I'm not if you're contract illiterate, I'm not calling you illiterate, in life. And I'm saying if you're contract illiterate, basically meaning if you don't understand the words, the verbiage, or what it is they're saying in your contract, and you are signing without consulting three wise people about this. One needs to be a lawyer. The second person needs to be the person who has your best interests at heart. Okay. And the third person needs to literally be someone in your circle who is the one that you guys are like, dang, bro, you always bringing everything down. No, the logical one, the one who is literally just being a realist about it. Talk to those people about your contract. Start with the person who is contract literate and then bring it down from there. And then make sure you're not getting scammed. That's how a lot of artists are getting scammed. And weigh your options. Is it easier? Is it better for you to be independent? And do you get, to be as creative as you want when you're tied into this contract? Like, do you have to alter and change yourself to be something that you really don't want to be or something that you're not? So think about those things. Everything isn't always about the money. And if you always do something for the money and the money alone, you will never be happy in this life because money cannot buy happiness. It buys temporary novelties that'll end up gone.
Girl, Is you speaking wisdom or are you speaking wisdom? I
I'm just saying, like, I'm trying to look out for folks. Like, not calling anyone illiterate, but believe me, I'm gonna tell you right now, if someone gives me a contract, right, like, hey, for whatever it is that I do, I need you to do this. This is the contract. I'm gonna pay you this much. All right, you say that to me in my face, but I'm gonna take this contract because I don't know any of the jargon, the words, or nothing you talking about in here. I don't know if it matches up to what you're telling me. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this to a lawyer that I know, and if they say everything checks out, okay, cool, then I'm gonna take it to my mom, because I know I could talk to my mom about finances or whatever, and she's just like, she's the only person who, she's the one of the people who, like, if I won $10 million, she'd be like, don't tell nobody you won that money. I'm like, okay. You don't really come across that with people, but I would take it to my mom, and then she would be like, well, here's what you're doing here, and here's what you're doing here. Is this really better? Because if it is, you should take it, but if it isn't, you should leave it. And then I would talk to one of my closest friends about it and be like, hey, look, these are the pros, these are the cons, this is what I'm doing. Like, I'd bring in everything that I got from my lawyer, everything that I got from my mother, and then I'd leave it at them. And then at the end of the day, the decision is yours. You are your own person. You do your own thing. But you want to make sure whatever you're doing, you're not getting scammed. People like to scam a lot more nowadays and screw you over. So, yeah.
I really like how like I really enjoy that you brought up that point because I know that we have a lot of friends in the industry that um are focusing on knowledge more than just music. Because if you
Yeah.
can see in the TV shows and the movies, they're always saying, I'm just trying to do my music. I'm just trying to do my music. And it's like, it's more to it than that. You have to actually know the ins and out of this industry. You have to be aware of the lawyers that are in this industry, because I'm sure that they have firms strictly for that, because so many people, like you said, scam. A lot of record labels don't care about what you have a passion for. They just care
Right.
about you as an investment. So please, like, I also want to hear more about your platform, because this sounds like a passionate thing for you.
So I am, well, soon in the coming months, I will be hosting Telus Nova, my podcast. I am the CEO founder of Neptunes Nova, which is a advertising platform for artists in the DMV. And actually everywhere, to be honest. I'm not gonna stop anyone from anything. If you come to me from out of the state, hey, holla at me. I got you. I am also CEO, founder of Just For You. I'm a dessert brand. Currently, we sell chocolate chip cookies and sugar cookies made to order. The day you order them,
Yes.
those get baked right in the oven, fresh to you. We did put a pause on that for a little while. We might put it back into gear, maybe around exam time. People need a little sweet treat. You never know. my my passion is being an entrepreneur and having different avenues of revenue. Um, I like money, yes, but I'm also passionate about business. So I like making deals with people. I like enticing them and telling them what they should do with their life and telling them avenues in which I think they should take. That's my favorite thing. If my friends give me their idea on a business and I'm like, oh, you serious about this? And I'm like, okay, well, maybe you should do this, that, and the third to make your brand even bigger than the next person, because you're always in competition with someone. But don't close yourself off just because you're in competition with someone. So there are bigger promotion platforms out there other than mine. There are DMV promotion platforms everywhere. I mean, left, right, up, down, 360, all around. They're out there. And so that's not going to stop me, though. because I know for a fact that there are up-and-coming artists who may not have as much as whatever those promotions people are charging. Or you could feel overlooked because it's such a wider platform and they have large, I don't want to say larger artists. I want to say artists who are more seasoned, who have been rapping for a while. And so, like, if I tell you the name Big Don Bino, everybody knows who that is. I mean, a lot of people. But if I say Sir Hip Rock, you'd be like, who is that? I'm like, oh, well, check out his song Ways. Oh, okay. And the next thing you know, like, hold up, this is nice. Like, where did you find him? Oh, yeah, he's from here. Yeah, he's from here. Oh, okay. And you said you're Nova? Yeah. And what is this? Neptunes Nova. Okay. And now you're interested. Versus you might see, yeah, DMV Spotlight. Up next, we got this person. It's like, okay. And they might be up there for 2 seconds and then they're gone because their name isn't JG Riff. But everybody knows everyone knows who JG Riff is. Yeah, so my platform is to make myself bigger, make everyone else bigger while making myself bigger. So it's just like a win-win situation for everybody. You can't eat without a team. I will say this. Even if you are sole proprietor of your business, you still have helping hands along the way. So you can't eat without a team. Yeah. So that's that. Me. I'm Nova. Yeah. So we've got things in store. Once I get the audio podcast up and rolling, I am going to look forward to video podcasting. But that will be more so fun. It's going to be really fun. Going to have different people featured on there, pranks, all that good stuff. Because if anybody knows me, I'm still a big kid at heart. Like, I like having fun. I will invite my friends to the playground. We play at the playground.
You know.
We did that. You know.
I love some swings.
What? Now, I do like balloon fights, but I'm not big on the mosquitoes, so y'all gonna have to holler at me another time on that.
Maybe we could always find a spot where there isn't any mosquitoes. We'll see. We'll talk about it.
That's the thing. Water attracts them. It's something about that water just sitting there that attracts them. But you know what? You gotta live. You gotta do some fun stuff. But yeah, we can talk about that later. However, yeah, so even though COVID is going on, I will say that soon I'm going to start doing meetups and hookups. So if you're a producer, if you're a rapper, if you're a singer, whatever you've got going on, I want you guys to eventually start mingling with each other, networking. And I will create an area and a space and a platform to be able to do that. So you guys know who I am, and then we'll know who you are. And, you know, if you have new music coming out, I'll have a few randomly selected people that I know who are unbiased come to the event, and you can put on a small performance and they will tell you yay or nay. Or they'll give you some constructive criticism and be like, hey, I think you should put a reverb on that. Or, hey, I think you should turn that down and turn that up some. Hey, I don't really know too much about music, but what I do know is that people know what they like. People know what they don't like. And people know what they would like to hear. And if you have a similar sound to what they like, what they, you know, want to hear, or something you could change, I feel like it will benefit you. So yeah.
Oh, is it kind of like a tiny desk?
Maybe for singers, yeah, musicians maybe, but for the rap, you know what? It could be like that for the rappers too. Because, you know, it's still COVID going on, so we don't want huge groups of people gathered anywhere.
Right.
And it also helps push your performance. You could have I'm gonna tell you right now, you can have an outstanding flow. Your beats hot, your rhymes even hotter than the beat. But when you get on stage, if you stand around like the nervous soloist at church, it's not gonna sell the music. No, and I'm just gonna keep it a stat. Like, it's not gonna sell you concerts, because putting on concerts also brings in revenue. And so if you're just getting a lot of the revenue from the streams, that's cool. But people like to push concerts. They want to go out, they want to see you perform. And if your performance is not there, well, then they felt as if they wasted their money. You don't want that.
So
But
y'all
yeah,
heard it. Y'all heard it from Nova that she'll help y'all be a better entertainer, correct? Yes.
correct.
Yes.
Yes. Listen, if anyone knows me, my close friends, my friends, they all know me. I am pretty dramatic at times. But I also like to see people do better. I'm just being genuine at that. I like to see people do better. If I see what you're doing and I like what you got going on, or if I don't like what you got going on, I'm gonna still want you to do better with it. Hey, you selling peanut brittle? I'm allergic to nuts, but somebody out there likes peanut brittle.
I love
So
peanut
maybe
brittle.
so I might tell you, put a little brown sugar, some sugar on there, a little cinnamon or something, spice it up a little bit, and it might sell a lot better than your basic peanut brittle. I'm just saying. Yeah, so Neptunes Nova is not just about the music, even though the music is the basis of the platform. It's for everyone. If you go on there, I have gamers, Neptunes Nova on IG, Neptunes Nova 99 on Twitter. If you go on there, you notice I have rappers. Those are the first people that I've platformed on there. We did a Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We did 3 days of hosting DMV artists. And then on Sundays, I don't post anything. I do not. As hard as you work, you also have to know that you can work yourself up into a tizzy and you can stress yourself out. And so if you don't take time for yourself, you'll start making hasty decisions, or you just won't be happy with what you're doing anymore. And so for me to continue to be happy with what I'm doing, I take time for myself. And so that time is on Sundays. I check emails, I check DMs, I reach out to people, and people reach out to me. But yes, so there's rappers on there, they're gamers, they're looking for streamers or people who just like to play the game and they play often. They are on there. Holla at them. You got a PS4, Xbox, check them out, see what they doing. We also have artists on there, so you looking to get some cover work. A hot artist that I have on there, she did one of my favorite pieces. She didn't name it, but her handle on Instagram is at 5.59_. Her name is Sid. She is dope. I mean, she's really dope. And I'm not discrediting or taking away from the other artists on there. They're dope as well. But she can hook you up with some dope cover art for any musician that's out there. You looking for something, she got you. Slide her the bread. Yeah, so we have artists on there. Yeah, it's a lot in store. Yeah, I'm excited. So if anybody has any kind of talent avenue, whatever you've got going on, holler at me, DM me, and we'll talk. Yeah,
I
whatever you
love
got going on.
that. I definitely have to check out Sid as well because that sounds exciting and I
Girl,
love.
yes. She has a piece on there. And it's really hot. I'll have to retweet it or quote it so people will know. But one of her pieces are like really dope to me. It's my favorite.
That's so sweet. I'm so happy that, we're developing these platforms to be able to say, hey, yo, look, I'm eating and y'all eating too. This is a dinner table and
Right.
we have seats. So I love that.
Right. We even have 2 makeup artists on there.
Really? Oh yeah,
Yes.
I saw that.
One is at Yeka Yeka Yeka, and the other is at Sienna, spelled with the C. You know what? I will just retweet them. Or
Yes,
retag them in my
yes.
Instagram stories so you guys know who I'm talking about. They are really, really dope in the DMV doing their makeup thing right now. Sienna actually has classes coming up, virtual classes you can take on how to beat your face.
I saw that.
Yes, so if you are actually interested in doing makeup, go holler at her. You can either follow her through my page, tell her Nova sent you. I think I'm gonna have to get into working out things for different businesses where people can get 5% off if I sent them there. Because you want to attract more business. But we'll see. But for right now, it's full price. No, you cannot get a discount. We got to get into a habit of we need to stop asking our fellow African American brothers and sisters when they have businesses, oh, can I get a discount? No, pay the full price or don't, or just advertise for them. It doesn't take much to just like a photo, repost it on your Instagram story, or retweet or comment. You never know. It doesn't take much, but we've got to stop asking for discounts, because if I charge you $50 for a shirt and you tell me that's too much, but you're going to go to Supreme and get the same shirt that I was just going to charge you $50 for $250. That's crazy. Why put it in the white man's hands? All right, I'm not going to sound like a theorist. I'm not going to sound like the Black people theories, but I will say, support without always asking for a discount. Yeah.
And I agree with you. I love that. Well, Nova, thank you so much for being here. I'm so happy.
Thanks for having me. Yes. So
let them know where they're supposed to follow you at.
I got you. So on IG, it is Neptunes Nova, NEPTUNES NOVA. And on Twitter, it is Neptunes Nova 99, NEPTUNESNOVA 9. Yes, I am a 90s baby. If you didn't know, now you know. Big Nova in the building. Follow me, DM me. Let me know what's up. Yeah, holla at me.
So happy. Also, we will definitely be doing another episode, because I told her earlier, I told y'all earlier, we have to do another analyzing on a different world. That's a discussion in itself. So
is it? Yes. So I'm excited. Thank you for having me, and I can't wait to be back.
Oh my gosh. Yay. Okay. So share this episode, DM us, let us know what you thought with this episode, and thank you so much. All right. Bye.
Bye.